This is a dynamic opportunity for us to provide young people, younger people, with an opportunity to be leaders in their community, to get the information you need from some of the folks who are doing great things in the community, people who are also the sort of thought leaders in the areas that matter the most to us. So this is intended to be an empowering conversation. We want you to be involved. We want you to know that your life matters. It is important that you be involved in the aspects that help us to grow as a community and as a people. So we're going to get started immediately. The conversation today is a very, very, very significant one. It is about colorism, the issues that we have in the Black community, light skin, excuse me, versus dark skin. That is a big issue for us that we've been dealing with as a community for many, many, many years. And I think that the recent sort of excitement that we've had around our dear sister Lupita, who has been all over the mainstream media, has been all over the magazines and just everywhere. A beautiful, stylish young woman who is very, very dark in skin, but very, very beautiful and light in spirit. And so it seems that the greater audience, the American audience, has accepted her after seeing her play such a valuable role in 12 Years a Slave, a movie that was very powerful, but it shows some of the darkest and deepest times in Black history. And for her to come out from that and become such a leader in our fashion and our presence in the world is very amazing. However, on one side, we're celebrating Lupita, but on the other side, a lot of young people, particularly, are not happy with their skin color. They're not happy being dark skinned. So we're going to jump right into it and bring in some folks who have a lot of knowledge in this area, people who I think can help shed some light on the issue of colorism and how we need to love our skin and our beauty inside out. So first we have Katrina Martinez, United Nations DPI, NGO Youth Representative. Ty Alexandra, style and beauty blogger for Hello Beautiful and Gorgeous in Gray. Wade Bryant, a professional dancer and motivational speaker. Thank you all for being with us today. So we're confronting self-esteem issues. That's pretty much what this conversation is all about. And I want to just really jump right into it and talk about Lupita. We already started talking about how beautiful she is and how mainstream media is in love with Lupita. I know I am. She's helping to redefine the standards of beauty, helping to make us think about how any shade can be beautiful. So I want to know from you all, what can we do to reinforce this message? We have such a great moment here where it seems that we could reinforce this message and all of us could get behind driving the conversation that Black is in fact beautiful. So Katrina, let me start with you. Tell me what you think about that.
I think what really sticks out besides her physical beauty and why people are so attracted to Lupita is her inner beauty, her confidence, her humility, and her personality, her determination. I think she really highlights what inner beauty is. And I think, another thing that we should be highlighting is her culture. She has, hundreds, thousands of years of ancestry that have, created this beauty within her. And I think that's something that we can all highlight now as well, because that culture is something that she shares with, all other African American girls and women who might not be happy with their skin color, but if they believe Lupita is beautiful and then we highlight her culture, that's something that they can see as beautiful within themselves as well.
That's such a powerful point. Lupita, she was honored by Essence magazine a few weeks ago, and as a part of her acceptance speech, she read a letter from a young girl who sent her a letter saying, basically, I didn't think I was beautiful until I saw you, and I did everything I could, including pray to God that I would do anything, including listen to my parents, never do anything wrong, always get good grades if you would just make me lighter. And then she said, I saw you and said, maybe I am beautiful. But she also talked about being addicted to just the thought of becoming light skinned. So, you know, with you being up Thai, I'm talking to, being at Hello Beautiful and writing about this and researching this issue, what do you find is happening with young girls out here today?
I think it starts in the household. I think it's really important as mothers to instill in our daughters that they are pretty no matter what color they are, no matter what their hair looks like. I think a lot of the problem that we run into as Black women is that we don't have any like self-esteem. We don't know what makes us as people, and that can lead to so many different other problems. You look to the advertising to kind of judge what beauty is for us, and really we should be thinking about how, like, regardless of whether or not I see myself in an ad campaign, I can still aspire to be that. You know, I think that we lose the message in what beautiful is because we're always being told what it is. So I think it really starts at home, and mothers really telling them, you know, you are beautiful, you know, because you're only this one person.
But this young lady said that, you know, her mom does tell her she's beautiful, but she kind of feels like her mom is supposed to say that because that's her mother. But the media does not necessarily portray a darker skinned woman as being beautiful. And so that's a major challenge for us, Ty, and you know, maybe you want to jump in on it, Katrina, as well. That's a major challenge that even though their parents may be telling them they're beautiful, when they turn on the TV, what they see is not a darker skinned woman as the person who is glorified.
I think it still starts at home. I think that, me personally, I think that children in general watch way too much television. When I was younger, television wasn't my main source of entertainment. So now that is, I think that, again, it leads you to find idols in other places. Like when I was growing up, my mother was the end-all, be-all. She was my Bible. If she told me I was beautiful, that's what I believed. But because we've allowed this next generation to really view television and superstars, your Rihannas, you know, whoever, to be our idols, who we look up to, that's where we fail. It should really be your everyday woman that's in your neighborhood, you know, whoever. Those should be your idols, not the celebrities, as much as we love them and we love to look at them, but they shouldn't be held to that responsibility.
Very, very true. Well, Wade, I want to bring you into this conversation because you are the male amongst us, and I think a lot of times women get dressed and try to look a certain way because we believe that this is what men want. And so I guess I want to just ask you, like, what are men looking for? Is light skin the thing in order for you to find a good man? What do you think is, you know, the look that men want?
Interesting. For me, I can't speak for all men. For myself, I usually tell people, like, it doesn't even matter what you. I don't go for appearance. I don't go for light skin. I don't go for dark skin. It is true. We look at Beyonce's and we look at Rihanna's and we want to. Well, not we, but the females. They want to. I speak to so many females that want to look light skin, and you wearing the makeup and you wearing the weave. For me, personally, I love natural. So if you have the short hair and you wear with no makeup, it's natural for me. It's just the whole society. Our society portrays females today: light skin, big booty, leggings, so much other things besides color. So it's crazy.
Well, wait, now I have a weave, let me say. So I don't know, what does that mean? I need to take my weave out in order for you to like me?
No, honestly, 90% of females, African Americans, are in weaves today. 90%. Maybe it's a little bit too high, but if you walk outside now, you'll see the African American girl with natural. You know, I mean, with weaves. Nobody wants to embrace the natural. You know, the nappy headed, the no perm, stuff like that. I love to see a female embrace her beauty. It's a beautiful thing. For me personally, when you're natural, I honestly feel like it brings more. It shows your beauty. It shows your everything. That's my opinion.
Well, you know, it's so funny you say that, and I guess this is for a different conversation. Maybe we should talk Your Hair Matters as the next topic. But a lot of people think that women weave their hair just because they're trying to look a certain way, but honestly, it's just easier sometimes to maintain because natural is a lot of work. But that's not something I expect you to understand, Wade. So,
No, yeah.
right, exactly. If you have a bald head, you will just not understand it at all. So let me jump back to you real quick, Ty. Bullying on the internet, social media, Instagram, Twitter. Sometimes we're bullying people, we don't even realize it. Just post something that can be so offensive to another person, whether they're not, their size, their shape, whatever it is. That's a big thing. A lot of younger people are feeling bullied on social media, and it turns into actual street altercations. And so what do you find with that?
I don't even know where to go with that topic, because I was a victim of cyberbullying myself, and I'm well over my 30s. It's just amazing the guts and the gall that people have on the internet that they would never say to in person. So I don't really have a solution. I absolutely think it's absurd, ridiculous. It's a really sad issue that people are cowards and they use the internet, as their mask to do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's people make up fake names and then they sort of come out and say what it is that they really feeling. And I think a lot of it has to do with their low self-esteem, but that's another topic as well. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Ty?
No, I was agreeing. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. So, Wade, you being a motivational speaker, I'm sure you go out and talk to young people all the time about, the fact that they need to love themselves. What's the feedback that you get from the young people?
Well, can I just touch bases on the cyberbullying real quick?
Oh, cool.
I was about 6 months ago. I never believed in the whole cyberbullying until it actually happened to me about 6 months ago. What happened was that I was in the store, the chicken spot, with one of my sisters, and a girl came in. She figured that it was one of my girlfriends or whoever she was, and she took a picture, and the captions wrote, dude be like, yo, I'm in a 5-star restaurant. And because it was just I'm so known on the Instagram, it was coming back to me, and it was just getting crazy. But it did affect me. My sister was hurt by it. She felt like you said, it does cause fights in person. It was just crazy. So cyberbullying, for people that just been in cyberbullying, we can stop it by not liking it. Because we like the pictures, we comment under the pictures, we can report the pictures. There's so much stuff we can do. Copy the URL picture and send it to other people and just have people report it, because it does hurt to see your face and your just to see you on somebody else's page and somebody's cracking jokes. It hurts.
It does, and I would have to say, I'm sure some celebrities are also hurt. I think people feel like celebrities don't have feelings, but they do, and we definitely bully them at times as well. But I think that younger people are just so clueless to what they're doing by posting messages, talking about people directly or different issues.
Yeah,
very scary, and people actually die. I won't name the website on this show, but there is a major social media network that is having big problems with people either killing one another or posting that they're going to commit suicide on their site, and carrying out bad acts. So it's a very serious issue that I feel like we all need to be addressing. But tell me about your motivational speaking. What's the feedback you're receiving from young people?
A lot of young people don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. Not just not knowing who to talk to, they're afraid to come out and talk to anybody. It's real hard these days to actually find somebody you can talk to that will actually keep it to themselves. Yeah, it's very hard because we some people's job, they have to they have to go back and tell, depending on what the situation is. You have to go back and tell what the conversation was about, and some young people just don't know where to turn to. It's a scary feeling. I'm dealing with somebody now that I call my daughter. She's running away from home because she's getting bullied all the time, and it's hard for her to talk to anybody. She feels like nobody understands her. And we've all been young. We've all been 16, 15, and whether we've been bullied or know somebody that's been bullied, we know how to talk to them. It's just different things. It's a lot of young kids. I actually wrote something on Instagram a couple of months back, and somebody commented and sent me an email saying they was just getting ready to cut themselves, and kill themselves, and if they didn't see the post, the post that I put up just to say that just remember that I love you, no matter what, they would have harmed themselves. So it's just a fact of them having somebody to talk to and having some place to go, because it's hard sometimes to talk to our parents and it's hard to talk to our friends. So it's like, who do we talk to?
Wow. Wow. A post. So we can use social media for good.
Yes.
A lot of inspirational messages, because I know people are going through a lot, and those messages mean so much. My Instagram feed is like, it's a big deal for people to see such positive messages. But Katrina, you work with youth as well. So what are you hearing from young people?
One way to, I think, combat cyberbullying, I guess, epidemic, maybe you can call it, is to teach that cyberbullying equates to cowardice. Like, hiding behind your computer screen doesn't show any type of, integrity or any type of strong moral character. If you're making fun of somebody via keyboard, but never say to them in person. And, people do it anonymously too. And we got to teach the young people not to be offended by that, because they're being offended by, I guess, cowards, and they shouldn't be offended by cowards. And we also teach that they have to respect each other and create kinship amongst one another, rather than making fun of each other. And if somebody's making fun of you, it's really something that they're upset within themselves about. So just teaching young people to feel empowered even when people are making fun of them is I think something that we should continue and promote. Also, young people look up to, like, younger kids look up to the older people, like the teenagers and the 20-year-olds. And so I think it's up to the young leaders to change the game and, show that they respect one another and that they can collaborate with each other, and they can, change the old ways of people just, competing rather than collaborating.
That's really powerful, really powerful. And Ty, with you working with Hello Beautiful, I know you all try to encourage style, fashion, be who you are. And I think that that's a positive side. Like, sometimes we get into these conversations and we talk so much about the negative, but a positive side, even though I don't necessarily like baggy pants and all those different things, young people are sort of expressing themselves through their style, and they're finding ways to do their own thing. The shaving of one side of the head versus the other, just sort of being a little more pumped out high. The shaving of one side of the head versus the other. And so, I think that's a positive thing, that there is some form of expression going on out here.
Yeah, I think it's really important to teach children how to be expressive. I think that when you're not able to express yourself, I think it leads to so many other different things, like depression, like cyberbullying. A lot of children just aren't expressing themselves in really positive ways. And style and beauty is one of my favorite things, to kind of play with purple lipstick, shave my head. Like, it's just me being different, me setting myself apart from the thousands of other people that are out here. And I think that when we encourage our children to do the same, it just breeds a different type of human being that is really positive.
Right. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I guess in a way, it is definitely their own way of expressing who they are. Sometimes it can also be a sign of them reaching out for help. So I guess that's something else that, we all have to kind of be mindful of, instead of bashing the child. Just kind of like figuring out what made them decide that they wanted to shave their heads off or start wearing a color or whatever it is. It could be a form of expression. Wouldn't you say, Wade?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that kids. I work with special needs kids, and I work with, regular kids as well. There's so many different character traits kids have, especially calling out, screaming out. Just as simple as them dressing, shave the hair. There's so many little things that we miss every day that kids try to call out. So.
Attention. Yeah. It's been a great, great, great conversation, and clearly there's much more that we could talk about as it relates to this. I think the bottom line is that our young people particularly need to know that their lives matter, that they are important. So I think that's why this is just so special, having this platform, Your Life Matters, on news1.com. And we want folks to participate. We want to encourage all of the viewers here today to stay a part of this conversation. Sometimes just writing a little thing on Twitter or Facebook can help you just go back to it and read it and remember what you felt like after this conversation. So we're going to ask that you would go to Twitter or Facebook and answer one simple question. Just fill in the blank. This is why I matter. I matter because blank. Fill that in and be in touch. I hope you will follow me on my Instagram or Twitter at Tamika D. Mallory, Tamika D. Mallory, and let's continue the dialogue. We've got a lot to do to save our young people, and you, the leaders who are viewing today, are responsible. We're the ones that we're waiting on to help us solve so many of the issues that we have. We have the resources, and those before us have helped to give us everything we need to be the leaders of today. So let's do that. Let's lead. Your life matters, and so do the young people that you see every day. Thanks for being with me.